Hey everyone, it's Vision. The Battlefield 6 beta weekend came and went. Surprisingly, it was really good, but not in a way that I expected. I have played Battlefield since Battlefield Bad Company 1, even Heroes, 1943, of course 3 and 4, and even 5 and 1. The best ones have the feeling of groundedness. The weight in your movement, your team's objectives, and the ability to do what you want is what made it special. Battlefield 3, to me, was basically a playground in conquest, being able to fly jets, snipers, tanks, mess with C4, be the guy flanking the enemy team like around the entire map just to die, or pushing an actual objective with my team with a rifle, or just running around with defibs the entire game, trying to get a defib kill. I was 13 when it came out. I don't remember getting it like right at release, but I just remember all the hours on Xbox with friends, right after school, on weekends. That's what really made it special. Flashlights were also a big thing that I definitely remember. Blinding you, because Bloom back then was really huge. That's what they really showed off for graphics, and the game looked good. Flash forward to everyone's favorite, Battlefield 2042. Now, hot take, I didn't think it was bad, at least in gameplay sense. Playing the beta of Battlefield 2042, I found out that specialists existed, and it was really a kick in the shin. It really affected the way the entire game played. You can be an assault class with a sniper, you can be a sniper with a support item. It affected it too much. It just felt like a sandbox type of shooter when Battlefield is very class oriented, and it should be. And I'm so glad they're going back to it with Battlefield 6. 2042, it was way more floaty. The maps were very wide and flat. A few maps at release, and they only had a few modes. One interesting mode that they did have, which was Portal, it mimicked older Battlefields, but it never felt right. It had that uncanny feel when you first load in, where you see the 2042 graphics, which are trying to mimic those maps. Everything just felt off. It never felt right. It just felt like there was never any heart behind any of those Portal games. Everything, of course, was built around 2042 and that engine, and when you played the older Battlefields and you hop into that one, it's like, this isn't it at all. All they gave me was basically the guns and some of the maps. The actual gameplay was a bit too floaty for me, movement-wise. It attempted to be way more fast-paced, from the grappling hook to the wingsuit to the parachute, where you can get that like speed boost and when you just straight up control it. It was trying to compete with Call of Duty. It was trying to enter their side of the market, not the old school rivalry of like, oh yeah, you play COD or do you play Battlefield? That used to define like what kind of gamer you are. They try to enter their market, and I don't think that's what Battlefield should have done. And that's what takes away from the feeling of what Battlefield is. And 6 is going back to that. At least that's what it feels like from the beta. Battlefield 6 doesn't need to be fast. It just needed solid mechanics with destruction. And to be honest, in a sense, that's kind of all Battlefield ever needed to be. The beta maps were pretty good, at least most of them. They gave us options between close quarters, and then some maps that were close quarters with wider areas that were intended for like snipers or like vehicle combat. They had some good sections within the map themselves, like inside of the buildings, where you can actually hold down a site. It's not an empty box where you kind of have to stand in. You actually get cover. You play Battlefield to get away from Call of Duty. You play to feel more like a soldier. Less realistic than Arma, but more than Call of Duty. There shouldn't be a competitive scene. There shouldn't be a battle royale. It shouldn't be taken too serious, but still realistic. I don't need Goku hitting the gritty, charms on my guns, or ridiculous skins where it's like a dragon on the gun that moves around or flames or anything like that. I just want it to be simple with solid gun mechanics, the movement to feel solid, makes me feel like I actually have weight behind everything that I'm doing, and to look good. I think that's what Battlefield's always been. Now, if they take that recipe and start adding things for trying, like temporary modes, I'm all for that. I just need them to make the groundwork way better than 2042, and then they can kind of do whatever they want. As long as they're testing it, they don't charge you for it. When I was tired of CS2, Black Ops 6, or I just wanted to relax but I still wanted to play a shooter, I would still load up 2046. and sometimes even Battlefield 1, and I just enjoyed myself. I'm not critical of games themselves. If I don't like it, I won't play it. If it's new and it's under 2 hours, I'm going to return it. I'm one of those people who, if I don't like a restaurant, I'm not going to leave a Yelp review, but I'm just never going to come back. All of this just to get to the point, Battlefield 6 beta was fun. It's one of the best parts is playing with friends. They make up 50% of the enjoyment for the game for me. Reviving allies, coming up with plans, taking objectives, babysitting a tank, or placing C4 on a car and ramming it into a tank. It was all fun. It's going to be interesting on release. There's already been words that our investors' mouths are already salivating on all the hype that the beta got, and going into the future, the game hasn't even come out yet. And speaking of the game, I'm actually really excited for the campaign. To me, those are always fun. It's kind of like watching Fast and Furious. I know it's going to be loud, cheesy, action everywhere, and twists, but I still have a good time. I just turn off my brain and I just like experiencing it. I'm really excited, but I'm definitely tempering my expectations since Marathon really burned that bridge for me. Plus, it's EA, people who live off microtransactions of sport games that take advantage of gambling mechanics, and then next year they don't carry those packs or people over to the next game, so you just gotta get in this endless cycle. I have a whole video on EA if you just want to take a look at the links right over here. I appreciate you for watching. If you've made it this far, please subscribe, leave a like, let me know what you think. Are you going to pre-purchase or pre-order Battlefield 6? Are you going to wait for release? Are you going to wait weeks or even months after? I'm curious what you guys think. Have a good one.